you have a good life overall. I mean, you got a roof over your head, you got food in your house, you probably live with your family, you go to school, you go to a work, maybe you don't like your job, but you still have one, you still have money to buy things that you might like, you can go out with your friends, you probably also have a girlfriend, but you still feel kind of empty, don't you? You still feel this void into your chest and this sense of being kind of numb and dull, and there is a piece that is missing in the puzzle of your life, but you cannot figure out what that actually is. And in this video you might find actually the answer, because I felt the same many times in my life, and I believe that this feeling can be cured only in one way, and I'm going to explain you how right now. So when I was in high school, I remember that in my town, my high school was particularly difficult because I live in Italy, and this kind of high school wanted to prepare you to go to university and become then a physician, become someone in the biotechnology and medical field. So it was very, very difficult, and they want to prepare you very, very hard. So they give you a lot of homework, they give you a lot of study. It was pretty hard, and I needed to manage a lot of stuff from the school in order not to get in order to not to fail at school, and at the same time I was training and competing in judo, so I had a decently brutal schedule. I was able still to like play video games because I was pretty smart, but it was a brutal schedule because I had a lot of stress and a lot of things to think about. So I was going to school in the morning, studying in the afternoon, and then in the evening I was doing judo. And on the weekend I was still doing judo, so I was training and competing, etc. It was very long, for a very long time, until summer. From September to summer, this was my life. And I remember I was waiting for the summer to arrive. I was like, oh, I want to fucking stop to do all of this shit. I want to finally rest, relax, and have some fun with my friends. But, it was never like I expected it to be. Because I believe that, oh, when the school and the competitions will end, I will finally be happy, relaxed, and have a lot of fun. And that was actually what happened for the first 2 weeks. Then something starts to be off, because the days start to look the same, and I feel bored all the time. I have nothing to do except playing video games and hitting a workout or two during the day. I felt kind of empty, but it was weird. I was waiting so much for this moment, and now that it arrives, I all I get is boredom and emptiness. I was like, I'm playing video games and hitting workouts all the time. Isn't that supposed to be the peak of human experience? And it required me 6 years to understand what I'm going to explain to you right now. Because feeling empty is not the sign that there is something wrong with you. Feeling empty is physiological and right. And I'm going to explain you why. You feel hunger and you feel thirst. Okay, these are physiological signals that you are missing something. If you feel thirsty, it means that you gotta hydrate yourself. If you feel hunger, it means that your body needs calories and macronutrients. And thank God you feel hunger and thirst, otherwise you will just starve to death, because these things need to keep your body alive. And that emptiness that you feel works in the same way. It's like hunger. It's like thirst, but not for your body, it's thirst for your soul. The suffering that you're feeling is your mind telling you that you miss something. And you might ask, what the fuck do I miss? What is something that I need to pursue? And it's what you're missing is an adventure. And by adventure, I don't mean going into Bali or Indonesia or all of these exotic places and doing a fancy trip. I don't mean nothing. It could be, okay, got it, but I don't mean that when I talk about adventure. What I mean about adventure is dedicating yourself to a higher goal that challenges and pushes you to actualize your potential and helps you discover what you're truly capable of. While you're pursuing a high goal, whatever it is, could be a relationship with someone, could be, in my case, it was judo and making it through school, it could be whatever. Having a high goal that you're trying to pursue and that makes you challenge, that makes you struggle, it creates this great peaks and great valleys of emotions. You start feeling very, very good. You start feeling so high because you finally overcome a struggle, but then you fail again and it's another low. You start to feel frustrated, very frustrated, but finally you're getting better and you start to feel a new high peak again. It makes you feel excited, makes you feel sad, then happy, then desperate, and all of these emotions felt on the same journey towards something. And I was feeling empty because, at least with judo in school, I was experiencing these achievements, this frustration, failures, and was giving me a sense of progress and meaning and direction towards something. And even though I didn't enjoy that lifestyle so much. I didn't like studying that shit. I didn't like that, honestly. It was horrible for me, but it was better than doing nothing and living in this gray and insipid existence. I want you to understand clearly what I'm saying. Having doing in school, a school that I didn't like, studying things that I don't fucking care, it was still better than doing nothing. It's crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm not. My brain is not working properly. But I believe that this is actually true, because think about your favorite. You gotta think about it as a movie. All right. Think about your favorite movie or your story or book, whatever. Think about how the structure of the story is. There is always an initial situation where the hero finds himself into, and he lives his normal life. Then suddenly something changes, and the main character is called to take a journey into the unknown, into something that he doesn't know yet. And he's called to an adventure, or a misfortune happens to him and he has to fix it. There is an event that not destroys, but put his world upside down, all right? And on the journey he goes through different emotional state. Whatever, think about your favorite movie, think about your favorite story. Nothing goes perfectly according to a plan. Nothing goes straight with normal emotion. The hero always faces some struggles. The hero faces some hunger. The hero faces a lot of suffering, a lot of fucking suffering. And in the end, he wins. In the end, he has an achievement. But he goes through a lot of experiences like anger, fear, joy, love, grief, etc. All of that. And if you want to feel less empty, you gotta accept an adventure and open yourself to feeling the full spectrum of human experiences and emotion. And that's what you will get going through an adventure. And I get what you're saying. Oh, this all sound pretty cool, but how do I actually do that? And when I was in your situation, I used 3 ways. There is 3 ways that you can use to find your own adventure, to understand what you should do. And I will explain them right in a moment. The first thing that you can do is journaling. And by journaling, I mean sitting on your desk with no distraction in a room like that, all white, with just a cool painting on the background, and start thinking to yourself, start being with yourself, okay? No external distraction, just you and you. And start to write. And I will give you some prompts that will help you to understand what is the adventure that you should embark on. What's something that I've procrastinated on since now? What is the thing that I'm not doing because of fear? What is something around me that I could and I want to fix? And you should use this just as prompts. Try to expand them as much as you possibly can and see where the pen leads you while you're writing. And once you have a vague idea what you should do. I mean, you will not find a perfect goal right now in the moment. You will have some feeling towards something that will come back in the days coming. I mean, you will get a feeling about something that you will write about, and the next day you will think back of it again and again and again. And when this thought will start to come back over and over again, you will start to understand that this is your calling. This is what you are supposed to do. And once you have a vague idea what you should do, you gotta transform that into action, and you can do it by setting specific goals and an action plan. And I've done a video about goal setting and action plans, and you can search it on the channel. I'll put the thumbnail right here somewhere. If journaling doesn't help you, journaling is a form of staying with yourself and seeing your thoughts and slow them down by writing your thoughts on paper. If that doesn't work, what you need to do is, first of all, don't panic. It's normal that you haven't found your calling yet. It's a very difficult thing, otherwise everyone would be happy and fulfilled and doing all their shit. You have to understand, you have to do right now is take a full day off. Don't do nothing. Do it on Sundays is usually usually more easier, so you cancel every appointment. You don't go out with your friends. You don't start to scrolling. You don't do a, I don't know, video game marathon or TV show marathon. Don't do any of that shit. Take a rucksack, turn off your phone, and go take a walk in nature. Walk as much as you can by yourself, alone, with no music, no podcast, none of that shit. Just you and your own thoughts. You and nature. And why you should do that is that your unconscious brain elaborates your information much more faster and much more accurately than your conscious brain. And if you let your mind rest and wander, this is what you need to do. You need to walk and let your mind rest and wander. Don't think too hard about, oh, what should I do? What should I do? Your brain is still thinking about the question and will come out with an answer sooner or later. But you need to let your brain rest by walking into the nature. And if you already gave your brain with the journaling prompts that I told you before, your brain is already started searching for an answer for this question. And imagine it's like a software doing an upload. It requires time, and you cannot using the computer while the software is doing an upload, okay? It works the same. If you still haven't found what you want to do, or what you want to pursue, you might need more time to elaborate on that. And what you need is an hardcore version of what I've just described. And there are some people who felt lost and go into India or go into the woods for 6 months, for 1 year, and then they come back there enlightened, and they understood everything that they need to do. And I don't say that you should go into retreat into an exotic country, and I don't believe it's necessary, but you can do something similar. It helped me a lot personally. I've done a journey of 14 days that me and my friends walk from Lucca, which is a place in Tuscany in Italy, to Rome. And we walked, we hitchhiked, and it wasn't a spiritual journey. It was just a cool thing that we have done, but it was very useful for me to elaborate all of this stuff. And what you should do is to go on a solo trip in nature for 7 to 14 days. What you should do is choosing a point where you start and choosing a point where you want to arrive. Choose in how much time you're going to do that, and divide how much road you're going to cover every day. Prepare all the necessary equipment and all the money, book the places where you're going to sleep every day, and just fucking go. Go and walk. The principles are the same, but of course this is much more extreme and less practical, because you need preparation, a certain degree of physical fitness. You basically repeat the point 2. So what I told you before, just go into nature, but you're doing that for several days straight. And I would advise you to not use social media, not to talk with not other people that you meet on the road, but don't call anyone. call your mom for telling her, oh yeah, I'm safe, but don't try to interact as less as possible with your usual world so that you can be fully with yourself and understand what is truly authentic to you while you're walking. Use your time to detach from your usual environment and to think about what you truly want right now. What is your calling? And do not stress too much on the answers because, as I told you, your brain will think about it for yourself. And at a certain point, you will get hit. It hits you like that. And you will start to understand, oh fuck, this is what I need to do. And it might happen in this way, or what might happen is you got a thought about an idea of what you should do, and then you think, oh, that might seem, it's not bad, I might think about it. And then the next day, the thought comes back, and the thought comes back, and it comes back, and it comes back, and it starts to become really annoying. And the only way to make this thought go away is to start to actually pursue what this calling is, the calling that this thought is giving to you. But this is the way to find out your purpose for the moment, to find out your meaning, your adventure for life. And if you're doing that, if you're watching this kind of video, man, trust me, you're on the right road. You are going to make it, you're going to find your way and resolve your emptiness. You will find your adventure, trust me. Remember to aim upward as always.